Okay. So now, let me invite these guys. Okay, let me go over here. And somebody could say something while I'm doing this. Can you say something? Something.
Nothing special.
Everybody's going to have another song.
That's what you need. No, my favorite person has passed on, which would be Whitney Houston. So,
I like that.
I don't know.
What's the best thing to eat here? What's the special? What do they got that's really good?
You know what I really like? The wings when I actually get a chance to have them.
Oh.
Why don't you share what the next special papers are? Meetings are. What's what?
There's a lot of them.
What's there tomorrow? There's 5 meetings tomorrow.
Okay, so I know mine. So mine is the fabulous, the ultimate Elk Grove tomorrow, which is Thursday, in case you guys didn't know. I know I'm losing my days. But it is tomorrow at the fabulous Spaghetti Factory, which is off of Laguna Boulevard, and I forget what the cross street is, but I know it's in the Target parking lot, shopping center right there. And that's from 11:30 to 1:30. And it would be nice if you guys came out because that one is going to be a group activity. So you come in and get some input because my whole thing is how we know what you need if you don't tell us.
And Rockland.
Okay.
Rockland meets tomorrow from 11:30 to 1:30.
Can you hear her? I'm just bring her to my because that would be so much easier.
Okay, I don't want to give too much information on Elk Grove, but there's just as much for all of our other fabulous chapters. We also have Rockland that meets tomorrow 11:30 to 1:30 at Scipollini's. I believe Rockland Lone Tree. We also have our Placerville chapter that meets up in Placerville at Raiders Community Center up there. We also have our Alameda chapter in Alameda if you want to take a drive over there. They're doing a fabulous job. And our brand new Santa Cruz chapter in Santa Cruz. And I have to tell you, take the drive and go to Santa Cruz. It's like the most gorgeous place in the world. It's a wonderful day to spend there. And then on Friday we have our Foster City chapter. So if you haven't been on our website, in fact, how many of you are on our website? Have signed up as members on our website? Okay, how many of you haven't? Don't put your hands up. You can embarrass yourself. But if you haven't, please go to our website, which is www.successfulthinkersnetwork.com. Sign up as a free member on our online community, and you'll find out on the calendar when all of our chapters meet and where they meet and who the ambassadors are. Because each one is different, each one offers something fabulous, and they each have terrific speakers. Are you ready, Robert?
Yes.
You're on.
Okay. SB, how are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, Robert.
Hi, SB. How are you doing? Thank you so much for connecting us to this event. I was just telling everybody how that you connected us. And Shiraz, is that you?
Hey, what's going on, Robert? Good to meet you. Hello,
Hey.
SB. Good to finally meet you as well.
Hi. Yeah.
Awesome. Hold on one second, guys. Let me tell my people something. Hey, everybody that's on Wi-Fi right now, if you could get off of the hotel Wi-Fi, just jump off while I'm on this. It'll take us a little while because I need all the bandwidth I can get. That'd be awesome. Thank you. So, Shiraz, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, but I'm doing well.
Uh-oh. I wonder if that's my feedback or what. Is that US?
That's me.
Okay. So basically, let me explain to you, Shiraz, how this is working right now. We are in a live event, and behind me, I don't know, there's like, 40, 45 people or something like that. And so they're watching you on the big screen right now. So
all right, what's going on, guys?
Everybody say hi. Give a big clap.
Nice.
So I already enlightened them how SB made the connection. So thank you for that, SB. And so the subject of this Hangout today, and we did make it live, it is on air, So, Shiraz, you're the man with all the answers here, so I'm going to just ask you with a couple of questions and just start us out. So basically, Google Plus started...
Sure.
So basically, okay, I can hear your feedback now, Shiraz. So Google Plus started a year ago out the gate with 10 million people, and right now it's at 250 million and growing. Is that correct? Shiraz?
From the last figures that were given out at the keynote, that's what it looks like. So it seems really exciting. So
awesome, man.
It's a huge difference.
Right. And so Shiraz, I just want to properly introduce you. So what's your title there at Google?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm actually a field marketing representative. Specifically, I work on the Google Plus platform, and basically I work within the community here in the San Francisco and the Bay Area to kind of give organizations, nonprofits, things that we might be working on that would kind of align with the organizations that I'm kind of looking for test pilot programs, or even helping them get on Google Plus and kind of explain how to use the product.
Awesome, and that's what we need to know. So we have 40 plus people here, and we're going to spread the message. So I want you to be the man to enlighten us tonight. So the first thing is the title that I put on the event is why should we be on Google Plus? First of all, and then why should we even have a page beyond the personal page? So can you explain the personal page versus the business page for us?
Yeah, definitely. So the personal, just to kind of start it off, to kind of give you a background, like basically Google Plus, and I know a lot of people will kind of use it in the same sentence as Facebook and your other social media, but right off the bat, I just want to preface that Google Plus isn't necessarily trying to compete with the other social media that's out there. Google Plus is trying to be kind of an upgrade to your existing Gmail and Google experience. Because in the future, there's going to be more things that are Google that are going to be kind of enveloped under this Google Plus umbrella. So it's going to be a really cool user experience. We're trying to bring you the next level of Google. So with your personal profile, it kind of adds a whole other layer of the Google experience to your personal Gmail. So you guys probably already know of the +1 button. So for example, the more you +1, the better search results you're going to get whenever you go to google.com and type something in. So now with the brand page, that kind of goes over your existing personal profile. So when you have your brand page, that is actually what's going to affect your SEO. So you'll be able to show up in more and more google.com search results, and hopefully more prevalent and higher up in them for free, which is huge. So if you can show up in more google.com search results, that's going to be a really cool thing. And especially if it's free, I'm pretty sure people will like that.
Shiraz, can I pause you right there for a second? I'm excited about what you just said. That's some awesome news, folks. I don't know if you just got what he just said, okay? He said if you have that Google Plus page, that you're going to get SEO results. Now, I know Google, and they're going to take care of their own products, so the search results are going to get in there. And so that was the biggest secret right there, folks. But we're going to go on. There's more, right, Shiraz?
Yeah, there is more. And there's all these cool tools. So right now, we're doing a Hangout on air. So not only are we hanging out, but we're in this awesome, 10-person video chat. Up to 10 people can join this thing. But we've also added in these really cool tools. For example, you and I can watch a YouTube video together. We can work on a document together in real time right now while we're talking. I can work on one paragraph. You can work on another paragraph. We could do a slideshow right now. If I have a PowerPoint, import it into Google Docs. Let's create a slideshow together. I can work on one slide. You can work on another. We're starting to put all these things in to bring you a deeper level of communication. So with Google Plus, it has all these tools that you can kind of utilize. Now, this is basically the next step in terms of not only in terms of social media, but think of it more of a social media platform. That's what Google Plus is all about. So if you're a brand, if you're a page, if you're an organization, or even a company, this allows you to start to build a community with the people around you that have similar interests, because that's what Google Plus is all about. I personally use Facebook, and I think it's great, and I use it for keeping in touch with my friends, my family. But Google Plus is completely different. It's actually the opposite of that. It's all about connecting people with similar interests, like-minded thinkers, successful thinkers and people. It's all about generating new conversations and sparking new ideas. So in that respect, it's actually the opposite of Facebook and your other social media that's out there. So with your page, as you start to build this community, not only are you kind of using it as a soapbox, but now you can interact with your audience. You can start to do hangouts on air. I was actually speaking with a realtor a couple of weeks ago. We were actually doing a small little workshop with them, and we were like, why don't you just use a hangout to do a virtual tour of a house that you might be showing? So that's something really cool to kind of take, and you can really mold all these tools in Google Plus to fit your needs. So
that's awesome. And I just want to say, Shiraz, is that we went ahead and put this on Google Hangout on Air. Can you explain that?
Yeah, definitely. So there's two different versions of Hangouts. So you have your Google Plus Hangout, which is just like a normal video chat, but think of it like a video chat on steroids. So you can get up to 10 people in here. And, for example, it's a really powerful video conferencing tool. So something similar to that, one would cost you money. Here it's free on Google Plus, which is really cool. But then again, we've also added in a chat feature. So I can type in questions to you. We can start to upload apps. So apps are actually built into Hangouts, and even more apps are actually going to be built. For example, you could, it looks like I just got a chat notification right now. Let's check it out. Sweet, I got a happy face. Perfect. So, for example, you and I could chat. Say I'm a professor and I have a class of students, and there's this YouTube clip that we need to watch. I can have everyone upload it, and while the students are asking me questions, they could see me and then see the YouTube video that we're trying to talk to them about. So YouTube's built in, and we have Google Docs that are built in, and then we also have these even more fun stuff. If you like, you could wear a crown, you could wear a mustache, which is really cool. Just fun things, So we want to make Google Plus a really fun experience. So what better way to do that with this awesome video chat? Now, Hangouts on Air, for example, a little bit different. So same thing, you have your 10-person video chat, really powerful video conferencing tool. Now with On Air, though, you could stream it live to the entire world, to the entire internet. Anybody can tune in from anywhere, which is really, really cool. Now, if somebody in the audience is watching, if somebody couldn't attend the event but they have a question and they're watching this feed, they can type in a question and Robert will actually see it, and then maybe we can answer it. So that's kind of one way. And then the next cool part about all this, to kind of add even more onto it, the fact that it's being streamed, YouTube will package this up, render it, and then upload it to your YouTube page automatically for free, which is really, really cool. So you're not going to lose all these Hangout on Airs. They're actually going to be all cataloged on your YouTube channel for free.
And Shiraz, when I did the event and it asked me to do on air, it said that I had 2 broadcasting channels on YouTube that was going to be live streamed. So does that mean they're live streaming on those channels right now?
That's actually, you know what? To be honest, we're always working on new features, so it's hard for me to stay up to date on all of them. I actually didn't even know that was actually being put into works. We're actually working on linking like different YouTube channels with your Google Plus events and everything like that. But events is evolving very, very quickly as we get user feedback. So, I can definitely look into that, and I can definitely let you know. But it sounds like if it's asking you that you're being streamed in 2 spots, that's probably what's happening.
Yeah, that's what it said. It said I would be streamed in 2 channels. And so if anybody's, here, it's, when they get home, they could go check out. It's a YouTube, and the username is Robert Velarde. That's where it's going to be at after, if you want to preview this later on. But so anyway, the next thing I want to say is that this is integrated into Gmail, or how is this integrated into Gmail? Like you just said, the new thing just came out as the events. Obviously, we created an event there. So how's that working, Shiraz?
Exactly. So you created this event, and so I clicked yes, I'm coming. So I got a notification, Robert created this event, I'm going to click yes that I'm coming. So a lot of us with Gmails, we're very reliant on our Google Calendars, which is a really cool calendar. It's a very powerful calendar tool that you could pull up on the web anywhere you are. You could pull it up on any Android device, any iPhone, iPad. So it's really, really cool. Now, with Google Plus Events now, as soon as I click yes, it automatically goes to my calendar. and then Google starts to tell me like, hey, when this thing's coming up, just so you don't forget, this event's happening, and it puts it automatically on my calendar, which is really, really cool. And then with Google Plus Events, a whole other aspect to it as well is we're trying to make Google Plus really, really fun and different and unique and new. So you already saw you can wear a mustache and a Hangout. So with Google Plus Events now, usually when you have an event, everyone's whipping out their smartphones, their iPhones, and their Android phones, and they're taking pictures. So what if we could come up with a way that would consolidate everybody's pictures in one spot? So whenever you say yes, you're coming to a Google Plus event, if you have an Android phone, when you show up at the event, you just whip out your phone and click yes, I'm coming. And then when you get to the event, your Android phone knows that you're there. You just say yes, turn on party mode, because your Android phone says, hey, you're at the event, do you want to turn on party mode? You just check the yes box. So now whenever you take a picture with your Android phone, it automatically goes to the events page, which is really, really cool. But this happens for everybody that's at the event. So it shows a giant real-time photo feed of all the pictures from everybody, but now it also works on iPhone, which is really, really cool. So with iPhone, it's a little bit different because it's you just have to open the app, go to the event, and then click the little camera button from the event that you want to take a picture for. But same thing, it consolidates all these pictures into one spot, which is really, really cool. So again, Google Plus is going to start to grow into a more robust experience and even a bigger extension of the whole Gmail platform. And that's kind of something that's going to be in the future. So the events is just kind of the first step in that direction.
Well, I'm pretty fired up about that, Shiraz. I know we weren't that savvy on the event when I created it, so I was playing around with it. But I know I got some action out of it. Now, what I was so amazed at is when I responded to people, it would email me in my priority box in Gmail, and I could actually respond back through Gmail in my Gmail, just like I was answering a regular Gmail.
Correct.
It would open up a little window in there that's with the same page without popping me out. And I just hit the send button, and it went straight to the events. Is that how that works?
Exactly. And so the whole Google Plus experience, you can actually, if you wanted, say your best friend, posted a picture and, they shared it with you and showed up in your inbox in your Gmail because they notified you. If you like the picture, you could plus one it right there in your inbox. You don't even need to go to Google Plus. If you wanted to comment on the picture, you could just comment straight in the email and automatically post it onto the photo on Google Plus for you. So again, it's kind of like for me, I know I'm super busy and I'm kind of all over the place, and I'm using my devices to kind of stay in touch with all my friends and work and with my family. So email for me is actually a little bit slower nowadays, and I think that's probably the case for a lot of people now. Is that social media is actually kind of turning into the new form of communication. So and a lot of people are kind of going away from your traditional email. So if we can kind of integrate it and make everything in one spot a lot easier to get to. So if you're in your email, you can go to Google Plus and vice versa. So I think that's a really cool thing.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, right now, Shiraz, I'm going to open it up for questions.
Cool. Sounds good.
To the audience right behind me. So anybody, if you have any questions right now that you're listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, what's this all about? If you don't get it at all, we'll explain that later on. But if you are already on board with this and you have a specific question, please feel free to ask that question now. And anybody? Okay, Gary, come over here, man. I'm going to let you sit down and you can be in the chat. Go ahead, man. Sit in the captain's seat.
Oh, my God. This is just amazing to see these things. Shiraz,
what's going on, man?
Here's a question. I am so fascinated with this, but look, I am in mid-40s, and I really want to get into this thing. What class do you recommend me to really start getting so much into understanding the net? Just play with it over and over, or there's a particular class you recommend?
So in terms of classes, so Google Plus has all these features and so that because it has all these features, sometimes it can be a bit intimidating, but it's actually really easy. And then also because it's a really new thing, it's only been out for a little over a year, very relatively new and out of beta and to the public even less than that. So we're all kind of learning Google Plus together. So in terms of classes, I can't necessarily recommend a certain one, but Google Plus, you definitely just need to kind of get the feel for it. You'll start to, because it's new, the more you start to use it, the more familiar you'll actually get with it. And there's all these cool features in Google+. For example, you can actually talk to me. So if you have a question, just type in the plus symbol, start to type my name in, pick me from the list, and then you can plus mention me in a post. So if, say, you see that somebody else has a question on Google+, somebody has, somebody's confused or doesn't know how to work something, no worries. If you see it, just plus mention me, and I'll come in and I can actually answer the question. Because that's the thing. Because we want to create this community, so we want to help each other out. And I think that's the biggest draw and the biggest, easiest way to kind of dive right in. Does that answer your question?
No, definitely, because this thing can really take most of their business into next level also, specifically if you utilize this technique into your business also. So I'm very excited, and I'm glad I came here. Thank you.
Cool, man.
Okay, I have somebody else coming up. Rudy, do you have a question? Oh, okay. We're on Google Plus right now, talking online. I thought you wanted to say something. Okay, he came from online to offline. They're just jumping from the online to the offline version. I love that. Parachutes and everything, right?
Cool.
They're coming from the cloud. Okay, SB, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Let me unmute her because her mute thing was, okay, I think you're good, SB. Go ahead. Can you say something, SB? Hold on, SB. I can't hear you. Let me see if I could unmute you. Mute now. Unmute. Go ahead, SB. You're on mute, SB. You see the right-hand button up there, SB, that says mute or unmute? It's, there you go.
Okay. What about now?
Yes.
Can you hear me? All right. Hi,
There
Shiraz.
we go. Good.
Anyway, I'm glad that
How's
this
it going?
is happening right now. My question is this.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. I have a question for you. What happens if usually Google or maybe Yahoo, they have, if it is, let's say, in the Philippines, in India, or in Europe, and you're talking to them, would this work? I mean, because I know that there is like Yahoo Philippines. I don't know if there's the same thing as Google Philippines, where sometimes they don't get to talk to each other.
Interesting. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't comment for any other brands or organizations, but with Google Plus, you could be anywhere in the world, and as long as you have a Google Plus account, and you're, there are some countries where you can't make one, for example, but if you have a Google Plus account, you can hop on anywhere, as long as you got Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay. That's
and now,
great.
actually, now with the apps, you can actually hop on with your iPhone or Android or tablet or iPad. So definitely download the app if you don't have it.
So even if I'm in Greenland, I'm vacationing right there in the North Pole, and I have an Android, I can join in just like I'm doing now, right?
I believe so. You just need to make sure you have reception. If you're too far north, I don't know if you're going to be able to get any reception.
Okay. But that helps. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. What we want to do is we want to connect everybody. Google Plus is really, really fun, and it's picking up a lot of steam, and it's growing, and we like that. And to think that it's only been around for a year and it's already come this far is really amazing. But again, it's even more humbling to think if we've come this far, how cool is it going to be in a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now? So it's going to be really, really big. But by getting on Google Plus now, you're an early adopter, which is another cool part.
We're making history right now.
That is correct.
Everybody's part of history. So I want to do a little pan with my Mac here right now, Shiraz, so you can see who's in the background. So hold on, let me put down my microphone.
You're fighting.
Hey, SB, you're on. If you put yourself on, anything you say jumps on the screen. They're waving to you, Shiraz.
Hello, successful thinkers.
What's going on?
Let me get the other side of the room. Let me get the other side. Hold on.
I am so excited about this breakthrough again.
Right.
And thank you for Shiraz giving us all this time. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you got to give me a bigger heads up so I can calm down next time, party with you guys.
Yeah, and we will. This was an impromptu thing. See, SB's a mover and shaker with roller skates on her feet, you know? And so just to keep
you like movers and
her,
shakers.
yeah, I have to have a motor on my roller skates, you see. And so that's why we were kind of just, juggling this around via email, and now we got this going. So I'm just excited that we got this far, that you were able to come on and enlighten us. This is very exciting. I'm fired up, Shiraz. Thank you, SB. Thank you, Shiraz.
I'm stoked, man.
Yeah, I'm so fired up. Now, the next step is, I believe that we're going to come and see you at some time in the future, and we have a personal invite to Google. Is that correct?
Exactly. So it would be really cool if I can host, I'm not sure exactly the number, but it would be really cool if I can have a couple of you guys, or maybe in a small group, come to Google San Francisco. Maybe we can do a workshop, once we kind of flesh out the details. I think that would be really cool to kind of, I can answer your personal questions about Google Plus and maybe the platform itself, and we can even set up, for example, the Google Plus pages for you guys. Or if you have, the space to kind of host everybody, I can come out to you, and we can set that up as well, and I can talk to everybody.
Wow. Are you guys fired up about what that? And shut up right now. They want to go. They want to go. Bill, did you have a question? Come on over here, Bill. Get the captain's seat. This is Bill. You can come up and ask a question.
All right. I'm interested in finding somebody in Poland that has Google Plus. So does the system allow me to search English-speaking people in other countries?
Correct. So you can search Google Plus. In Google Plus, there's actually a search bar at the top. And Google's actually really, really good at search. We all know that. So we've got the awesome Google search actually in Google Plus. So you can use that search bar to search for anything. For example, I'm a huge Miami Dolphins fan. That's my #1 football team. If I want to see all the news, all the happenings that has anything to do with Miami Dolphins, I can type that in. If I want to type in someone and just find somebody that speaks French or has anything to do with French, I can type that in. If I want to find somebody, what was your specific example? Netherlands?
Poland right now.
What was the country? Poland. Okay, so if you wanted to find somebody in Poland, you could just type in Poland Google Plus user, and it'll start to narrow it down. So the more keywords you can type in, the better search results you'll actually get in Google Plus. So you can really find anything you want.
Will it tell me if they have Hangout or anything like that? I mean, to be able to
exactly. So Hangouts are a little bit different. So if you want to see what Hangouts are actually going on, so when you're logged into Google Plus, on the left sidebar, on the left of your screen, when you're logged into Google Plus, you see a bunch of icons. Now, if you go on over to, I can do a screen share, another cool feature of Google Plus, so everybody can see me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a screen share. And I can show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let's go to this right here. So I'm screen share, so you will actually see my screen as soon as this loads up. Cool. Here we go. So this is my personal class. Can you guys all see it?
Yeah.
Sweet. So we'll wait for it to load. Cool, here we go. So here's my personal Google Plus. So here on the left sidebar, we have a couple of options. We have our news stream. So here we have Hangouts. So when I click this button, it'll actually take me to Hangouts, and you can see all the Hangouts. So for example, if I wanted to start a Hangout, right here in the right corner, I can click Start a Hangout, and I can invite anybody I wanted. I can invite my friend, my sister, or if I have coworkers, you can invite up to 9 other people. So it could be a 10-person video chat. And then if you wanted, you could then make it an on-air like this is, where people can watch from anywhere on the internet. Now, if you want to narrow down, this will show you actually everything that's going on. You can see on air. These are telling us that it's on air. Cool. Looks like I make cocktails. That looks pretty fun. Looks like head shaving challenge. All right. There's some pretty stuff going on here. But if I really wanted to narrow in and find like Polish Hangout, so I can type Hangout in Poland into that top search bar, and we'll see if we come up with anything. So I can't guarantee there might be one happening, but let's check it out. So let's see, Hangout in Poland. All right, so I see some results. All right, then we can just scroll down. So that would be kind of one way to make it happen. Cool. Hopefully that answered the question.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Sweet.
I was wondering, I use your Gmail, well, not your Gmail, but I use Gmail to schedule
No,
my...
I hope not. That means you got some serious hacking skills.
What's that?
That means you got some serious hacking skills.
If you got into my Gmail, that means you got some serious hacking skills, so kudos.
We won't talk about that. Anyway, now I have, I use my Gmail accounts. I actually have a couple of them because I have a few different businesses, but I use them to schedule things. And I was wondering with that, in the event thing, could I create an event and invite the person who I'm making an appointment with and use that as a way of getting them to confirm? Like if they would reply, yes, they're going to the event?
Correct.
Just
Yes.
my appointment?
Yes, you can. So,
And
exactly.
the
And it's a really good tool, and it's a really fun tool.
The only other question
Yeah,
I
so
have
for
is
example,
that-
if you make, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to ask you, have they figured out yet, other than making your schedule strictly 8 to 5, which I know they've made it where you can take off times before and after that from your calendar, have they made it where you can specialize your calendar to specifically what hours you work outside of having a normal 8 to 5 day?
Yeah, so for the hours that you want to show on Google Calendar, now I haven't played with this recently, but from what I remember, this has been out for a little while. You can actually designate a certain chunk of the day to show up on your Google Calendar, so it makes it a lot easier, definitely. So play around with that, and I'll see if I can. So add me on Google Plus. Send me that question as well. So just hit plus Shiraz and then type out your question, and I'll get it. And I'll see if I can find like a support link to kind of give you just a link that kind of shows you how to do that. And then to kind of elaborate on your first question as well, when you create a Google Plus event, you can invite anybody you want. You can invite to the public or also to a client if they're on Google, if they have a Gmail address or on Google Plus. But you could type in any email address. It doesn't have to be a Google Plus user if you want to invite that person to the event.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely.
One more question. She's going to take the captain's seat. Next.
Hello. My name is Cindy.
How's it going?
Hi, it's going good. And I actually am a founder of a nonprofit here in the Sacramento area, and we help babies that are in the neonatal intensive care unit. Currently, we use a lot of Facebook networking, and so I'm very interested in moving over to the Google Plus. And so I wanted to find out what you have to offer for nonprofits as far as putting our groups together, because we have a big support group on Facebook currently, but there's a lot of limitations with Facebook. It's hard for us to find. It's hard for me to go out on Facebook and find missing parents. But you're saying that I could go on Google Plus and actually search myself so that I would be able to link those families to my support group. Correct? I would be able to find them specifically?
Yes. Yeah, and I would love to show you, personally how you can do that. So we take nonprofits on Google Plus we think nonprofits are awesome. So kudos to you guys. And by getting on Google Plus, obviously with nonprofits, finances and there's always limited bandwidth, right, with a nonprofit. So if you could do all this cool stuff for free, that's going to be huge.
I like it.
Definitely. So I mean, in terms of SEO, Google Plus is hands down the place where you guys should be, because you're going to show up in more search results. So this could mean more volunteers, more conversations, your message getting out to more people, more money coming in, more donations. So there's all these things that can kind of come with it. Now, again, I just want to emphasize that you have all this strong support system on Facebook, don't cut that off. You want to use Google Plus as a supplemental. Yeah, you definitely want to use Google Plus as a supplemental. And if those support groups or organizations or other people of your community or audience have Google Plus, because to be honest, a lot of people, it's been around for a while, and a lot of people, tried Google Plus. They weren't sure of what to do with it, so they kind of left. And now we're just kind of making Google Plus a more robust experience to kind of show you like how cool it really is and like all the cool things that you can do with it. Yeah, so we're making it a lot more dynamic. So now, so now it's like these.
Too. Until I really.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I'm very good with it.
Yeah, and cool. And there definitely might be some of your audience or your support groups that might have a Google Plus profile but don't utilize it. So, for example, if you could actually then use a support group in a much deeper fashion. For example, doing a Hangout or a Hangout on Air, or something of that nature, because Google Plus is all about creating that conversation. So, support groups really thrive on the platform.
Because this would be great. This would be able to talk to families that, because we help a lot of moms that are on bed rest. And so just to be able to check in with them and see how they're doing and get that face-to-face contact, and get to know the families that we're actually helping, because a lot of times we don't personally meet them, but being able to do this kind of hangout is really cool. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and maybe even get something fun in the Hangouts. If they're not feeling well, they're on bed rest. Get them on an Android tablet or a computer in front of them. Get them to join a Hangout, and then have a comedian join in as well. We one of my sister teams in LA kind of did something similar to kids that were at a children's hospital in downtown LA. They were doing Hangouts with other kids in the hospital while they're there, which is really cool, because then these kids create their own support network. But then let's kind of cheer up. Let's just show them how cool it is and make it a fun experience. So that would be kind of something that you can utilize and make your own as well.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Okay, so I will get your information so I can log in. Thank you.
Cool. Definitely.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have one more question, and that question is, Shiraz, thank you so much. This is awesome. Everybody's fired up. They keep on pulling me inside. This is awesome, Robert. This is awesome. This is cool, man. This is cool.
Perfect. Well, I'll tell you what. This is definitely this is the first of many. I'm hoping. So. Right.
Okay. No, we'll do this. And so here was the next question. The question is, now people are going to retain this. They're going to go back to my channel and watch it and take notes and what have you. But in the future, is there a help section that will show videos to walk you through these steps that we're talking about? Where would that be?
Yeah, definitely. So, yep. So it's you can actually just go to google.com and type in Google Plus Learn More. As soon as you type that in, the first link you'll probably get is going to be the Google Plus Help Learn site, it's a really cool website that shows you YouTube videos and step-by-steps on some really cool things. And if you have questions, you can even kind of dive deeper into that website, and it'll kind of point you in the right direction. So that would be the first place to go.
I think we're losing bandwidth here. But anyway, I know you said 30 minutes, and we utilized our 30 minutes, and we want to respect that, Shiraz. But I do want to say thank you for you hanging out with us. SB, thank you for connecting us. And we will do this again. This is the beginning of the beginning. We want to shake hands with our new friend, Shiraz. Everybody shake hands with him. Cool. All right. Shiraz, awesome, man. And so we just want to say really thank you, man. We're really fired up about. Are you guys fired up? Yeah! Woo! We're fired up.
Sweet.
So if you have anything else, leave us with. Go ahead, and then we're going to end this.
Yeah, definitely. And for everybody out there, feel free to add me on Google Plus. I try to answer any questions anybody sends out to me on Google Plus. It's hands down the quickest way to get a hold of me. So I'm here for you guys.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. So thank you so much, Ross. Thank you, SB. And we're going to sign off right now because we are losing bandwidth pretty bad. We're in a hotel on their Wi-Fi, so it was a miracle to have you on this long.
Gotcha.
So, all right? We'll be in contact.
No worries.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Have fun, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.